Breytenbach.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good afternoon, Mr. Mkhwanazi.
Afternoon, Honorable Member.
What position did you occupy immediately prior to your suspension?
The current position, Deputy Chief of Police Operations and Specialized Services. Deputy Chief of Police Operations and Specialized Services at the MPD.
EMPD is the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department.
Yes, yes.
What is your highest formal educational qualification?
It's Masters in public management.
And you obtained that where?
2017.
Not when, where?
Or Genesis Business School.
Okay. During your evidence today, you've repeatedly referred to somebody as the chief. Who would that be?
Chief Isaac Mapie.
Yes, and
Chief
who
of
is he?
Police.
And who is he?
The Chief of Police of the city.
Is he still the chief of police?
Yes, but he's on suspension.
I see. And who is in his place?
Hey, they're changing. I think they've changed last week. I'm not sure. They are changing them, like, because I saw an article, there was an acting.
No, that's fine.
Yes.
Time is not on our side. So, this chief, who was he investigating immediately prior to his suspension?
Who was he?
Investigating.
I'm not sure.
Was he investigating you?
No, I was not investigated by him.
You sure?
Yes, no, I was working. No one came to me. It was this IP thing. Then it went to legal and services. With us, madam, the people that are dealing with the labor issues, it's not the department. It's HR, labor department that deals with those things.
Were you being investigated for murder?
No. And I was never investigated for any murder.
People think that you were.
Are you reading social media? It's social media that says that.
No, you don't have to concern yourself with that, Mr. Mkhwanazi. I don't read social media. I don't participate in it. I have a very busy real life. I don't need a virtual one. You say that in relation to accepting donations from Matlala, that the chief is doing the same thing. Now, what same thing are you referring to?
No, I didn't say so.
You did?
I spoke about vehicles.
Yes.
No, I've said.
I'm talking about cars.
Oh, yes, I spoke about cars. Yes, yes, you're correct.
What is the chief doing that is the same thing?
There are cars that are donated by Sintel. There's a chopper that is branded, that is having a branding of the city of Ekurhuleni. We don't have a chopper of the city of Ekurhuleni. There were cars that were donated before I engaged.
And did you think that it was okay for the chief to do this?
With the current one, it's not okay. You know why? Because those cars, officers can't drive the cars that doesn't belong to the city, because in terms of insurance, they're not covered. When you execute your work or duties, you must drive the marked cars or the cars that belongs to the city of Ekurhuleni.
In your view, what do you understand a conflict of interest to be?
When you do the same work that the institution provides. For example, I can't have a security company. It's a conflict of interest. I'm a police officer. Once I own the security company, I'll be conflicting, or I'll be competing with my employer. It's a conflict of interest.
And do you think that it might give rise to a conflict of interest if you do professional business in the line of your work with your close friends?
Professional, I can do any other businesses with any close friends.
To the question, Mr. Mkhwanazi, and now you're sitting right between me and the witness. Now that you've made yourself comfortable, so you're sitting right between me and the witness. Hello, can you move, please? You were doing fine until you moved. Thank you. Do you think, Mr. Mkhwanazi, that it gives rise to a conflict of interest if in the line of your professional business you enter into business negotiations, business favors, contracts with close friends?
You'll correct me if.
I will, don't worry.
Yes. You are saying if I do business with a close friend, it will be a conflict of interest.
I'm asking if you think that gives rise to a conflict of interests.
No, I
Not.
do business with any friends.
I
As
see.
long as it's not related to.
No, but I
the work
think it's
that-
related to your work.
Oh, no, yes, you're correct.
It's a conflict of interest.
Related to work, yes, it's a conflict of interest.
So you don't think that discussing car donations with Matlala, Medicare 24 with Matlala, security contracts with Matlala, who you regard as your brother, is a conflict of interest? Because when the previous honourable member asked you about it, you did not want to make that concession, but I'm telling you now that you should. Because if you don't, you're going to eat away at the little credibility that you have.
May I answer?
Please.
Honorable member, you are mixing issues. The intention to donate, it was not a business. We wanted to donate vehicles to the city, not me, to the city, to the department, you see. Then the other one, you mentioned two things.
Yes, the Medicare 24 or?
Yes, even the Medicare, they didn't want to do business with me. They wanted to donate to the city, provide service to the city. It's not a conflict of interest. If I was going to get the services from myself and provide to the city and do business, it was a conflict of interest.
Now
I was going to get the cars for myself.
That's the drift of what you're saying. We've all met Mr. Matlala, and he's not Mother Teresa, this we know. He's not Mother Teresa, Mr. Matlala.
Oh, Mother Teresa, oh yeah.
Yes. So there's no reason why he would be giving you all of these things if he didn't want something in return.
I think I said earlier on, when I discussed with him, he doesn't want to discuss other, he discuss business. He's a businessman. I think partially I agree with you. He's a businessman discussing about.
So if he gives you this small thing now, he wants something in return later on. You know it, he knows it, and I know it.
But I think he realized along the way that the powers that I'm having are not the ones that can take decisions. Jointly with Mike, it's the same thing that they've realized.
That doesn't help you, sir, with the conflict of interest issue. It remains a conflict of interest. Whether he realized that you're nebulous is irrelevant.
And the issues that he asked is the issues when I was answering advocate. It's the issues that you can get anywhere. In website, in government policies. As I've said, we're a public issue.
Mr. Don't do that with me. Don't talk and talk and talk around the answer. It doesn't impress me and it's not going to impress anybody else. If you finished answering, you can stop. Don't keep on and on and on going, but you see, because you like to do that and I don't want you to. Now, you entered into 2 memorandums of understanding with Matlala or his companies. Is that correct?
It was a proposal. We didn't end. It was not signed.
Now, you don't think that's a conflict of interest?
No, it was a proposal that he submitted to the city. He submitted to the city. He submitted to the department. He didn't submit to J.D. Mkhwanazi or to me personally.
Mr. Mkhwanazi, I understand that you may have a very inflated view of your own position. But when you're being friends with Kat Matlala and you're taking money and other friendly little bits and bobs, and then you enter or you propose to enter into memorandums of understanding on behalf of the city, what do you think that is?
Madam, can you check the
Do you think he's friends with you because of you? Or do you think he's friends with you because he thinks you can do something for him?
May I answer?
Please do.
When you check the dates, 2021, 2020, 2021, I was not friends with Matlala. I didn't know Matlala up until Mike introduced me. And that's where the issue of donation of cars. But after, as I've said, I'm repeating, after the 30th of March That's where everything ended in terms of me, the city, and because it was the last time when we worked with him. You see, after that, we were just friends discussing. There was nothing that happened between the city, Mike, between the city, Vusi. There was nothing at all. After the 30th of March,
Yes,
2022.
Peach, I got it the
Oh,
first
yes.
time. So you told the previous honourable member that you didn't declare the cash donations that you received from Mr. Matlala.
Oh, yes.
And you know that you were supposed to.
For the funeral, now I know because of
You always knew, don't now you know and pretend that he taught you something you didn't know. You know that. You're a man with a master's degree from Regenesis. Are you telling me you don't know?
no, I raised it and I'm still raising it to you. That it was not a personal that coming to me directly, but I changed it and then I agreed with it.
And he gave you money for petrol?
No, he used to ask money for petrol to me when he doesn't have money.
Oh, he borrowed money from you for petrol?
Remember, I don't drive. That time I was not driving, or I don't drive my own. They're driving me. I don't spend a lot when it comes to petrol.
So Kat Matlala borrowed money from you for petrol?
Yeah, sometimes you'll come and ask. Yes, it does that many times. It done that many times.
And did you ever borrow money from him for petrol?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't suffer in terms of petrol. I don't waste money.
So you only suffer in terms of other things?
Yeah. But sometimes you will sit and say, you will give 500, 200, those money, smaller monies. You buy food and relax and enjoy. And it doesn't drink, you don't waste, it doesn't go to bars and what.
You use the council letterhead in order to write the memorandums of understanding, in order to authorize the blue dash lights. And in that fashion, you abused your position. Is that correct?
I didn't authorize the utilization of blue lights. It's on affidavit from Christine. It's on me. I've said it many times. I didn't authorize any blue lights.
You didn't authorize a memorandum. You didn't write a memorandum instructing that Matlala's security company should be able to use council blue light vehicles.
Madam, can you read that memorandum and show it to me?
I'm asking you. I'm not teaching you anything, and don't be cute with me. Just answer the question.
No, but I've said no, and I've said it for the 30th time now. And I've said it in my statements, in my affidavit that I've signed.
Because you're so busy backtracking. The question is this: did you write a memorandum on a council letterhead that instructed that Matlala Security Company should have access to council blue light vehicles?
No. The letter that I know what you're talking about, it's on Instagram, it's on social media. And even at Matlala, I challenged that thing. And it's talking about 7 cars. The intention with Vus, it was 4 cars.
I see. And your wife, did she have access to blue light cars?
My wife?
Yes.
I don't have a wife.
Oh, you don't have a wife?
Yes.
Did Mr. Matlala's wife have access to blue light cars?
I don't know Matlala's wife.
You don't know her. Okay, then in answer to a question from, I think it was Mr. Ntuli, you said something quite interesting. You said, are officials not supposed to be creative? What did you mean?
Yes. Are they not supposed to come up with something that will develop the city or develop the department?
Well,
we work
with this. Let me finish it. My problem is this. You said it in relation to a discussion surrounding this issue.
No. I was saying it in a broad way. Not only, I was
So
not.
you were discussing this issue, but in a broad sense, you said you must be creative.
Which issue?
You were discussing this issue.
Which one? We discussed
the cause and the conflict of interest. And then you said, oh, you're not supposed to be creative.
No, we're not discussing it. We're discussing this thing of Mike.
Yeah.
Of not about the cars. I remember. It was specifically.
And what did you mean by that,
Yes.
Mr. Mkhwanazi?
I was saying the members can't come to me and say, there's this member or this person want to donate. Can you go and do that? And I took that from those members because there was a challenge in the city. There's a challenge of vehicles. There's a challenge of members that are dying with the response that is not effective. In fact, it has happened twice or thrice where we were waiting for ambulance. Members were shot. They died. In 2019, members were died around those that we didn't get any fast response.
Well, that's terrible. That's a terrible situation to be in. But you're having trouble recognizing a conflict of interest. So I worry about you thinking that that kind of thing can be dealt with in a fashion that you regard as creative. Why shouldn't I be worried about that?
I don't know, man. For example, I can tell you about social crime issues. We don't have material, we don't have equipment. Members, they are creative. They go to different institutions, different departments, and get a pamphlet that talks about drink and driving, that talks about domestic violence. And we allow that because it's a good strategy. It's assisting in terms of communicating the message to public.
Now, you say that the money that Matlala gave you was for the funerals of your siblings.
The cow, yes, and the cow.
So I'm sorry that that happened.
Thank you.
But you also said that you used it to buy cows. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. That's what I'm saying. Cows.
The cows for the funeral?
No. 2 cows for myself.
Oh, for yourself.
Yes. And I've declared it.
I see.
Yes.
And why did you think that a man in your position should be accepting money to buy cows?
No, I wanted to invest on cows. Then we discussed, you see. Then
Yeah.
he said, no, I can assist in terms of buying cows.
Did you pay him back?
No, I declared, no, cows are still growing. Just that
Cows are still growing.
I'm losing them this year because of the disease. I'm losing a lot of them.
Well, that's not good.
Sorry?
That's not good. I don't like to hear about animals
Yeah.
struggling.
I declared plus minus. I think now they were 16, but now it's half that time.
Yeah. But you didn't think that a man in your position, in the position that you held, in the security structure that you were in the sensitive position that you find yourself, that could give rise to a conflict of interest, borrowing money to buy cows, or taking money, because you're not borrowing, you're not giving it back. Can you see that there's a problem there?
Yes, that's correct.
And you went ahead and did it?
No, it was investment to cows. And I've declared it. I didn't want to hide it.
But Mr. Mkhwanazi, declaring something doesn't take the sting out of it.
Oh, you're correct.
Can you see that there's a problem there?
Yes.
It's quite glaring.
Because in future, you don't know what will be the plans. And
So next time he comes, he wants a favor. Now he's got this herd of cows and you're beholden to him. You understand why you don't want to develop a conflict of interest,
Yes.
but you took no steps to avoid it.
No, I
In fact,
avoided.
you encouraged it.
I avoided it. From
You
now,
didn't avoid it. You took the money.
no, I avoided. When you check, from 2023 till now, we don't have any relations. That's why he was even said he was my friend. He didn't say his friend. Say he was my friend.
And while we're on the subject of friends, now your friend has fallen on hard times and he finds himself in prison. Now you're not so sure that he's your friend.
Sorry?
So now that he finds himself in prison and he's fallen on hard times, now you're not so sure that he's your friend.
No, he was arrested 2024.
Is he your friend?
No, before 2024, we were no longer communicating that.
Is he your friend?
He said I was his friend.
I'm asking you, speak for yourself. You're a grown man. Is he your friend?
From now, I've answered that. I said
Is
now,
he your friend?
no.
No.
Yeah, we are no longer friends.
Why?
Since from 2024, late 2023, 22, we are no longer communicating.
This man is like your brother. You said so.
Yeah, but we were no longer communicating.
Why?
There was fault down in terms of communication.
Why?
We didn't fight.
What happened?
I think
Did he
it's
stop giving you money?
No, it was not about that. Do you want to tell me that the friends that you grow up with, 100% all of them, they're still your friends? No.
No,
The
you're not
friends that
supposed
you
to
most
ask me
affect-
questions. I'm here to ask you questions, luckily.
He's
Now-
not my friends like any other friends that I didn't fight with. The communication broke down. It doesn't mean he's my enemy, but it's not we are no longer communicating like
I see.
before. Not only him.
So you're what's known as a fair weather friend.
Okay?
Fair weather friend. You're friends when the going is good, and when the going is not so good, then you head for the hills.
I'm not that type of a person.
You're not.
Yeah, I'm not that type.
I'm beginning to wonder.
I'm not that type.
You weren't so sure if you wanted to say you trusted him. Do you trust him?
On what?
Anything. Do you trust him?
Related to work or
Anything. He's your friend. He's your brother. Do you trust him?
I trusted him.
And now, sitting there today, do you trust him?
As I've said, there's a gap now. We are no
You
longer.
don't trust him.
Yes, we are no longer together now.
Oh, so he's now in prison. Now he's not.
No, I
Can't be
didn't,
trusted
I
either.
didn't say that. I've said I'm not that type of a person. I don't betray people when they're in dark. I've said from 2023 till now. 2023, he was there. He was not arrested. 2024, he was not arrested. He was arrested late 2024.
When's the last time he gave you any money?
Oh, it was that time.
That time.
Yes. No,
So the time you stopped giving the money is the time the friendship went
no,
south.
no, it was, you're talking about 2022 now. That was 2022. I've said from 2023,
Okay.
2024.
While you were friends with him and you felt like he was your brother, did you know about all this business of his?
No. What business? Yes, he had business of Medicaid 24, business of VIP protection. I did know.
You know that Mr. Mkhwanazi's got a very impressive record of brushes with the police. I don't have it with me right now, but there's like 15, 16, 17 arrests for things like housebreaking, carjacking, all withdrawn. Astonishingly, all withdrawn, except one he went to prison for. You didn't know about that?
No, we checked. As I've said, when I was answering the Honorable, the only thing that came, it was the shoplifting thing.
Shoplifting?
Yes.
You think he got 4 years in jail for shoplifting?
No, when you check in the system, it talked about for shoplifting. Other things don't appear.
I see. But
they
it's
don't
funny
appear.
that the newspaper could find it, but you couldn't. You, the chief of police and the man who's got access to all the intelligence in the world.
No, I was not investigating. I can't interfere with his investigation.
So you know that
Now-
you've got this dodgy friend and you don't investigate, but you take money from him.
No, but it was everywhere now. He was arrested. It's everywhere. No, everyone knows about it.
Did you know that he was dodgy before when he was your friend and your brother?
I've said no, madam.
But why
Because-
did you not know?
I didn't know Vusi. When I know Vusi, I know Vusi Matlala as the owner of CAT VIP Security,
Yes.
as the one of the directors of
Let's talk
Medicare.
about CAT VIP security. How successful a business was it?
I didn't research that.
You didn't.
I can't go to him and ask him about his personal.
But you want to recommend him to look after the state of the city or the
I've said I went to his business. I saw the office. I saw everything that is in the staff and everything. The registration number, it is there. It's like any VIP.
But you don't know anything about the business. You don't know if it's successful.
No. I didn't go deep. I can't ask personal things. I can't ask are you successful? Are you failing?
How's that personal if you're busy doing a business deal?
No, it was not a business deal.
It was a favor.
I'm repeating to you, madam. I've said it was intention to donate to the city, not to myself.
Say to the people of the city, I'm just supplying security. It's a donation. I don't know if they're any good, but I mean, let's just go for it because it's free. Is that how you do your job? Is that your job?
I didn't do any research about his business. Let me say so, madam. And his private life in terms of how it's mine, I didn't do that.
What was the branding of his security company?
With the CAT VIP Security.
What was the branding?
It's having, no, I'm telling you.
Huh?
It's having CAT VIP Security. It's having, I think it's the head of, what is this, Royal or Gold thing. I think it's about that.
Where did they have that
And
branding?
it's having registration number. Yes.
Where did they have that branding? On the cars?
No, letterhead.
On their letterhead?
Yes.
But he had it not on any of the cars.
No, I've never seen it.
Now, what kind of a security company is that has no branding?
No, people are doing that.
Really?
Yes, it depends the type of service. There are people who don't want to be exposed, that are protected by certain companies. The individual who want to be protected by
see.
hiding themselves, who don't want to be seen that their businesses, do good business.
So they're just
But for their
black cars with darkened
But it-
windows with blue lights that drive at great speed, but they don't want to attract attention to themselves.
I didn't say blue lights. You are the one who's mentioning blue lights. I still repeat, I don't know blue lights.
Is it true that you refer to Mr. Mkhwanazi as boss?
Boss?
Yeah, boss.
No, we call each other Ngamla.
What-
Ngamla means senior. Ngamla.
What does that
He's
mean?
not my boss.
What does that mean?
Sorry?
What
I
does
don't
it
want to put it like that.
What is it?
Ngamla, it's a total of saying Mlungu.
What is that? So you tell what?
Mlungu. It's a Sotitan of saying,
Mlungu?
Ingamla Mlung, yes.
What man?
Yes, that's how we call it. In Gauteng, you call it. It's a Sotitan. That's how we grew up calling Ngamla.
Okay. All right. I think I'm done. With you.
Even in Sut, we say Lihowa. If you don't want to
I think I'm
Sotitan.
done with you. Thank you, Mr. Master.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Breytenbach. Ngamla means Ngamla means a person who has money. You say you have cows. You say cows or cars?
Oh, cows. Cows.
Cattle.
Cattle is but they're dying. Chair.
And you say, where did you get money to buy them?
No, I funded them, but he assisted me to buy a bull.
Yeah.
One cow. He assisted me to buy a bull.
He bought you a bull.
Yes, but I had some.
For how much?
It's an auction. I think it was 11 or 13,000 to an auction. But it was a small. I should buy them, then you grow them. I started with small cows, not with big ones, the small ones.
Heifers. We call them heifers.
Yes, heifers.
Yeah.
Yes, I started.
So you wanted a bull.
Yes, when they grow up, they said when we research, after 3, 4, 5 years, when it grows up.
Then he bought that bull for you.
No, it's me who bought it. Yes, it's me who bought it at the auction. But he assisted me with money.
He gave you
that bull, yes.
11,000.
No, it was 20. It was more than that. 20 or 22.
Oh,
So it's long. I don't remember. But it's at that level. You see, but I already budgeted. I wanted 10, but I couldn't.
Okay. Honorable Breytenbach, who is the next person? Is it Honorable Kola Barnard or Honorable Chopper?
Klopper.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Chopper, your time starts now. I like the DA speaks in one voice.
Thank you, Chairperson, Commissioner.
Happy, Chair.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner. I just want to find out, you are currently in suspension, correct?
Yes.
And are you receiving full pay while on suspension?
Yes, sir.
When you were suspended in 2023, were you also receiving full pay?
Yes, sir, yes.
Collectively, how many months have you been on suspension so far? Just approximately.
End of this month is going to be 6 months.
6 months collectively for both suspensions together, receiving full pay. Then in 2023, after your suspension, you were promoted. In, I think, the November or the December, you received the promotion, which you accepted and immediately asked for an increase to be considered at the highest band. I think almost 200,000 more than was suggested, correct?
Let me correct you.
It was on the JDM 1, page 6 of the election.
Let me correct you. We don't have promotions. They advertise, you apply.
Okay, you applied for the post, you got the post. Okay, you got the post
Yes.
after being suspended previously in that year,
I was suspended in
the March.
February, March, yes.
Correct.
Yeah,
And then when you got the promotion, you immediately requested to be considered the higher band.
Yes.
That was roughly 200,000 more than what was.
In fact, it was not even the higher. The one that I requested, I didn't achieve. I didn't get.
Thank you.
There's another letter. I said,
Sorry, no, I accept what you're saying. Sorry, I've got very little time compared. Previously, some of the honorable members spoke about you having oversight over the drug units, taxi, hijacking, mining, VIP protection. And you oversaw these. Did you ever meet any of these alleged drug cartels, crime bosses, drug kingpins, any of these taxi mafia that you hear of, the politicians that were involved in any illicit activities? Did you ever meet any of them?
No.
You met with Kat Mklala, correct?
Yes.
And he's implicated. He was being suggested by, I think it was General Khumalo, as being one of the big 5 cartel. Correct?
Yes, I saw that. Yes, I saw that.
You saw that allegation. So then you possibly have met with actually some of these cartel members.
No, it's only Kat Mklala.
Only Kat Mklala is one of them. I didn't ask how many.
No.
I just said, have you met with any?
You said some of them.
Yes, any of them.
No.
But you met with Cat Mkhwanazi?
Yes, only Cat.
No, that's perfect.
Yes, and by that time, the thing of cartels was not there. He was the businessman responsible for this.
I'm saying what he was alleged for.
Now,
Yeah, at the moment, yes. So I'm saying you possibly have met with him. Did you ever meet Brown Mkhwanazi?
No,
Never. You've never communicated in any shape or form.
I don't know him.
Something that you spoke of earlier in your testimony is you spoke about your team that went shooting with the Cat VIP guys, and then they came back and telling you about this team that they were shooting with. Why did they think that information was valuable to you? Why did they come and report that to you? You didn't know Cat Mkhwanazi whatsoever at the time. Why did your team think it was important to relay that information?
No, earlier on, in terms of training, I said they're training with the guys who are coming from the task force. You see.
Okay, so they just mentioned they were and they work for Cat VIP, correct? So then, just after that, you spoke about walking into the clinic, still not knowing who Cat Mkhwanazi was, but you see his photo hanging on the wall, and you made the link to what they said there. So you made that connection. I don't know how many months or days or weeks this was after that they told you this, but that stuck in your mind.
Yeah, correct. You're correct.
Why did it stick in your mind so clearly when you walked into this clinic, not knowing who Cat Mkhwanazi was, and you make the connection between this VIP protection and this picture hanging on the wall?
Let me clarify this. 2020, they talk about these guys that are good, that are doing shootings and everything. 2021, they spoke about the intention to donate, and the cars belongs to the guy who owns VIP Cat Security, who's saving those guys. That is why I've said to the advocate in terms of they actually said, no, you will be covered.
Okay, no, that's fine. You must understand, we got a version yesterday, a version last night, and another version this morning, and some more paperwork at about 12:10. So you also spoke previously about receiving payments from Cat Mkhwanazi, 20,000. You mentioned a number you couldn't exactly remember. So I'm not saying 20,000 on the dot. You spoke about another amount of around the 30. I couldn't hear the amount that you said. You weren't sure. The third you don't remember. And then I don't know if this was included in these. You also got received the payment for the cows or money for the cow, for a cow of a value of a certain amount.
It's part of those monies.
Okay, it's part of those monies. And when was this money given to you? Was it in a certain week, a certain month, or a certain year? Was it over separate payments over how many months?
I think in 2 months.
So over 2 months is when you received three different payments.
Yeah, 20, because I lost those family members in 1 month, 3 members, or in 2 months, 3 members.
I'm very, very sorry to hear that. It's very unfortunate. Why, given that you knew very well about the charges against Cat Mkhwanazi, where you're sitting here today, did you not think it was necessary to bring any documentation or bring up these payments in your statement? Considering the claims made on the 6th of July, considering that Cat Mkhwanazi is in court currently, you speak about him here specifically. So why didn't you think any of that would have been important for us here today?
Like me bringing documents.
Yeah, well, like proof of the payments, mentioning that you received money from him. I mean, if you're talking about somebody that is a person of interest at the moment in South Africa, he's in many, many headlines. He's sat before this committee before. Why didn't you think it was important to mention payments from him?
Yes. No, I was informed that you are having them. You are communicating, the other committee is communicating with Madlanga. Madlanga is saving those documents.
So you thought Madlanga was going to give it to us?
Some of the documents that I'm having here, they're coming from Madlanga. I saw in terms of the numbering and everything.
No, but I'm saying I don't have any payment. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen it. Is it in the information we received? Any of the money you've got? Because I don't have it before me.
Yeah, no, part of the bundle is from Madlanga.
So the incomplete affidavit actually, because you're saying it's not important to inform us of those payments.
Oh, now I get it. It was supposed to be part of the affidavit.
Well, I would considering the person that he is and your connection to him. But we'll move on just due to time. The following that I want to speak about is allegations. I am not saying it is so. It's reported. It's alleged that you were part of a rogue unit in Meyerton at some factory, it wasn't within your boundaries. You can just answer yes or no. You don't have to give huge explanations. And apparently, and I say allegedly, you stole copper there. Is this true, yes or no?
I've submitted the proof, the affidavit, it's not true.
Okay, and
The
then
case number of
Mr.
that
Yaku Hanukum was the supervisor in the whistleblowers. As I understand, he was killed in 2023. Is that correct? Do you know of that? And that's after the officers who were arrested were granted bail.
Can I ask you, Yaku was a supervisor of which unit? Yaku didn't work for EMPD.
No, I never said he was the supervisor for you. I said he exposed the operation at the workshop.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that. Another allegation was accessory to murder in Breytenbach.
I've already answered that.
No, but I'm asking you again. You say that's also not true. You weren't involved there, you weren't charged there, nothing. Just, as I said, yes or no is fine.
I'm not a murderer.
No, I'm saying you were alleged against you to accessory to murder. I never said you were a murderer. And I've also said that these are just allegations. That's why I'm querying. It says you were an accessory to murder. That was the allegations. I'm just asking, is it true, yes or no?
May I not answer that because I've
Okay.
already answered that. I don't want to implicate.
You couldn't hear the last piece, sorry?
I've already answered.
The memorandum of understanding was apparently forged, which actually created a working relationship between the EMPD and companies linked to Mkhwanazi.
It was not forged. The thing that I raised about forgery is the operational plan of the 30th of March, where there was a city of address. I even raised it to Madlanga Commission. I've raised it even here, that operational plan that was submitted.
No problems. If you're saying it's not the MO, I'm 100% covered. Thank you. On the same matter, however, you and your team allegedly refused to do vetting processes. Of the 275 Ekurhuleni Metro police officers were found with criminal records in 2022, and 100 were waiting trial. Is this true? Did you refuse to do any vetting processes?
It's not true, and can I explain it?
No, it's no need for explanation. You say it's not true, it's fine.
It's not true. I've got documentation that I've attached that talks about that.
No problem. Former Deputy Chief Rivers Spies testified that you authorized more than 50 promotions in the EMPD over a 3 months period without proper vetting or administrative procedures. If it's true, or is this true, sorry?
He's lying under oath.
Why would he make such an allegation, sir?
I don't know what makes him bitter because he's working at the city of Tshwane. He was not there when I'm doing that. Positions were advertised. People applied. People sat in those interviews, different supervisors. I don't sit in trainer positions. They sat in those trainer positions. People passed those interviews. Then things went in.
You don't sign off in any of that.
I'm still explaining, sir.
Right, but my time is limited, so just please keep it short, sir. I've literally got half the time of what other members have.
Mr. Mapie signed for some. When I was acting from the 4th to the 17th of March, I signed some of them with the capacity as an acting chief of police.
Okay, thank you. That's fine. The question then is, in your own conscience and the view of South Africans who you serve, do allegations, suspensions, meetings with the likes of Mkhwanazi again, not raise concern in your own department, SAPS, law enforcement, and in general, because that is the reason we're sitting here, is because everybody's implicated, and I've said it before, everybody denies it. Not one person has come here and acknowledged even partial truths. Does it not then raise the question, what must South Africans think of the police force, the law enforcement that's meant to protect them?
It does. And it even does to me, my kids, it does.
I think my time's almost complete. I don't know how much time I have, Chair. How much? 2 minutes. The VIP protection, protecting the city's political heads, such as the executive mayor, municipal manager, as well as visitors of the city from any threats. That's part of your scope that you explained. I think it's 27.1. Do you mean the visitors such as the important ones or visitors in general? Because a lot of visitors are murdered. They're raped, they're assaulted. Whistleblowers who have made allegations and allegations against you as well are killed. So when you speak about the visitors to the city, who are you referring to under that section 27.1?
The cities are visiting each other. For example, when the management and the city of eThekwini, they come and visit the city of Ekurhuleni, we assist with escort, we assist with VIP protection. When the mayor is having visitors from China, from London and everything, when they're in the city, we assist them in terms of protection and making sure that we provide escorts from the airport to our offices or from where the mayor is or from civic center to.
That's fine. Thank you, sir. My last question and my closing question. While I understand that there's financial constraints and, generosity is you appreciate it. The question then starts, so where does generosity become bribes? When does it become a capture? And when would you then consider yourself bought?
I was not bought.
I never said you were. I asked, where does generosity become bribes? When does it become capture? And at what point would you consider yourself then bought? If you're accepting money, people are getting contracts, tenders, they speak to you about VIP and how it works, and suddenly they are giving those services to the city. So I'm asking, at what point does it become bribes?
I don't
capture.
I don't work with tenders. I think
I think you must really not listening. I'm going to say it one more time because it's my last time. I have no more time. Where does generosity become bribes?
When we exchange in terms of tenders and everything.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Commissioner, for your time. Thank you, Chairperson. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Honorable Tlhopha Bangazita.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Kwalenkos.
Yeah.
Kwale, you were suspended on the 20th of February 2023 for 3 months for an alleged offense of registering, branding, and fitting blue lights on privately owned cars. Whose vehicles were these? And also, how did this suspension actually end?
May I start with the last one? It didn't end because now I'm suspended too for the second time for the same thing. And
I'm coming to the second suspension. I'm talking about the first one.
It took 3 months. It's the policy says that it must only be for 3 months. After 3 months, you come back. But if there are investigations, they continue. But as I've said that there was no communication, I was not informed. Immediately when I came back to work. It is the cars that they claim that, or they allege that they were having blue lights, whereas they were not having blue lights, and they were branded. They were not branded. It's from Vusimatlala, the CAT VIP security.
Don't you consider that an unfair labor practice to be suspended, to go and sit at home for 3 months for no reason?
It is. But if you don't want to interfere with investigations, I think it is fair on the other hand. You see.
Now, if nothing comes out of investigation, don't you think that in order to clean your name, you needed to challenge that?
It was quiet, very quiet. You see, no one came to me. You are correct. You see, but I've said maybe they are still continuing because once you start dig, it's like you want to disturb investigations because investigations, they don't tell you about starting date and the second, like now, when you see this letter now, it says that there was something that was happening from Legal Incorporated and IP'd. You see, if I started, maybe it was a question of we are interfering with investigations because the main objective, the way I took it, that when I was suspended, it was for the question of me not to interfere.
Probably that is why you were, soon after the suspension was lifted, you got appointed to act in a number of senior positions. Was that not compensation for your
no, it's not
unfair, suspension?
No, Honorable Member, it's not that. The acting, it's after 2024, when I was the Deputy Chief of Police. There was no one to act. I had to assume and take the responsibilities. And when you check again, it's for after the structure was approved, it was for the HOD, since we didn't have an HOD for community safety. In fact, Excuse me, even now, there's no HOD, they've not yet advertised for that position.
Okay, Nkwale, and you were actually then finally appointed into your present position on the 1st of December, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Did you actually undergo any merit assessment kind of test?
Yes, it is legislated.
Or what the procedure is or the process is
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
appointment of a senior official like yourself?
Yes, I did. It is required for you. And it is managed and monitored by COCTA, the province, not the municipality. It was somewhere in Sentin. I attended it for 2 days. I've got the proof, the documents of that.
I understand you were again suspended on the 1st of November 2025. And why were you suspended now this time around?
It's for the same allegations. And it was for the issue of the noise around Matlanga and Adok and everything.
Nkwale, why are you always being associated with putting on blue lights on privately owned cars? This was in 2023, February, now November 2025. Why? What actually puts you in close proximity to blue lights and privately owned cars?
It's the same accusation, the same people who are accusing, it's the same people. Again, and it's about the same thing, not about any other thing. The same thing of 2023 is the same thing again now. And it's coming from the same people, but at least now they came out. Before I didn't know because it was media, all of them, they were saying, we don't know. But
what do you intend doing now that you are in suspension? What happens if there is nothing that comes out of it, like it happened before?
There's a process that we've started in the city. Whilst I'm attending this, there are processes that I'm attending to. It's just that I can't discuss them, but there's a process. I was called by the appointed attorneys to investigate. There's a process that is taking place. And at least now they came and informed, unlike before.
Okay. Where is the chief of police?
He's on suspension.
Is he himself suspended?
Yes. But he's my senior. He's suspended by the city manager. But he's suspended by the council. The chief is appointed by the council, suspended by the council.
So at the moment, the EMPD has got 2 senior leaders on suspension.
When you say leaders, yes, because the other people are suspended. But for deputy chief and the chief, both of us were suspended.
So in your assessment, Kwali, what does that do to the integrity of the police service and also the morale of your men and women in the booths out there to see 2 of their most senior, leaders being suspended?
It does affect the morale. It does.
You intend to actually repeat this kind of trust, because it affects also the community of Ekurhuleni, because it becomes a public matter. Now, how are you going to actually restore the confidence of the community out there in the crime prevention systems that you guys are actually operating?
Are you saying personally or as the city?
Well, you are leading an institution. How are you going to clean the institution so that the people begin to restore the trust of the people in the institution?
I'm aware of the programs that they've started. The city manager, the acting HOD, of meeting members, of engaging members, and again, in terms of capacitating, in terms of tools of trade. You see, there are tools of trade that are coming in. But other programs, for myself, I said, let me focus on this and focus on the internal one. But I know that I must come and contribute positive to change that impact and change the image. Because to be honest, I agree with you, say, the image has been affected a lot. On daily basis, that these newspaper articles, there's this and that. So it does affect the institution.
For the record, Ngwali, could you please outline the EMPD organizational structure as it existed at the time, particularly the reporting lines from the chief of police to the deputy chiefs, and where the operations and specialized services department was positioned within that structure?
It's going to be a lot, but now let me try to summarize it. It's the chief of police. It's the chief
Just
of,
in brief.
yeah, in brief, because when I can, it's a lot. It's the chief of police, then we're having deputy chief of police. After deputy chief of police, we're having director specialized and operation, no, director specialized services. Then after director specialized services, with other three directors, director south, director east, director north, as I've said. Then we have director bylaws. Then you've got, no, you said in terms of operations, it's like that. Then when it's going to be a lot, when I touch other deputy chiefs by then.
Okay, thanks, Kwali. As the head of operations and specialized services, what were your formal responsibilities and decision-making powers, especially in relation to operational support, specialized units, and engagement with external service providers?
As I've said, that one of the responsibilities of the task is to engage external stakeholders, engage all the role players in terms of what do you call this? Safety and security stakeholders that are participating in crime prevention, but also to give command and control in terms of your bylaws, your operations. Not bylaws, bylaws, it was part of us again. But in terms of your specialized services that are dealing with all these crimes that we've been mentioning, it's your taxi violence, legal mining, and other things, to make sure that you give direction to the commanders that are operational, that are executing the duty. Sometimes you even join them, because I've joined them many times operational, to make sure that when we execute it correctly in many operations. Because it's an operational part of it's an operational director. Whilst you are sitting strategic, but you must also go, not just oversee. So you must make sure that when we execute correctly and be part of those operations.
Thank you, Ngwali. Can you clarify whether functions such as medical support for officers, emergency response assistance, and operational welfare during crises like COVID-19 fell within the scope of operations and specialized services, or whether they were located elsewhere within EMPD?
No, they're not even located within EMPD. That's why I've said let them go and present to the city so that we can get those assistance. Because operationally, we're suffering, we're affected on a daily basis. This was going to assist us a lot, you see. We are affected as the end part, or as the operational part, or as the operational officers. But it involves many departments. HR must be part of it. EMPD can be part, because the personnel belongs to us. Then the other things belongs to health department. It's different department.
Okay, thank you. So with regard to the approach by Metro Police members concerning Medcare 24 clinic, can you explain how such matters would ordinarily be escalated within the EMPD, environment, and why this issue was actually brought to you in your official capacity specifically? Why was it brought to
Yes.
you?
Let me start with the last question. Operational members that are getting short, there are members that are reporting to me as director. As I've said, that the units that I was leading by then, even now I'm leading, but in a different level. It's units that are in confrontation on a daily basis with the criminals. Units that are there in terms of traffic law enforcement. It's us that are affected. But procedurally, the one that I've said that You communicate with your senior deputy chief communicate with the chief of police communicate. That's why there was a formal letter that was submitted, or a formal proposal that was submitted to the office of the chief of police after the advice of the deputy chief and after we've engaged Mr. Mkhwanazi of Medicare 24.
Okay, thank you, Ngwale. At the time Medicare 24 services were proposed, what internal processes or approvals, if any, were required before such assistance could be considered or facilitate for EMPD members, particularly during an emergency public health situation?
I think the procedure that was done, it was correct. You send it to the office of the chief of police, you send it to the office of the deputy chief, and we sit together. Then we take that suggestion to, as I've said, it's affecting other departments. You take it to other relevant departments. They comment in terms of their functions. That, no, this is our function. This is we feel how we do. As I've said, that with us, the HR part of it, or let me say HR is a function of an HR department that is outside EMPD. We have to write a letter and request them that this is what, because they deal with the personnel, the one that are hiring those personnel. But again, in the manner that where it affects, I mean to say where it affects health department, you communicate with them. That's the procedure. But unfortunately, it ended there. It didn't go outside. And I was so disappointed, I must mention.
Where is the helicopter that Mr. Van Wyk actually offered as part of the package?
No, it didn't materialize. Nothing happened.
Is it not there? What is this helicopter that is actually, which I see somewhere here in the package? This one. Could this be the helicopter that Mr. Van Wyk was?
No, it's not the one. This one's donated, I don't know for what, to the office of the chief, office of the deputy chief, and it is branded. It's the one that I'm saying. They didn't support this one, they didn't approve this one, but they stole that and worked with other people for this. They stole the same idea that they didn't approve with me, but with others they approved, and they even marked it, because Mike Van Wyk didn't talk about marking. He was talking about theirs that is marked Medicare 24. That comes like your 911. You come and assist, then it's not to say for us as EMPD, you patrol healthcare issues and other things. No. For them, it was to assist in terms of emergency services, not to brand it. And this one, I don't know. That's why I went to Fleet and said, do you know this job? As an acting HOD, as an acting chief of police, said, no. I've never approved this. The Fleet didn't approve. I don't know where is it operated with this branding.
Thank you, Ngwale. Thanks, William. So is there any council policy that regulates, the influx of donations from actually, Good Samaritans, just to actually assess them and find out whether these donations are genuine donations, there are no strings attached to it. You are a public institution. You can't just be accepting donations without, vetting them, verifying and investigating whether these donations actually are indeed genuine. There are no strings attached that could actually, end up in you being actually, images tarnished, as it were.
Yes, the letter from Legal and Cooperative says there are no processes. The letter from Proxy, it said there's no procedure. All of them, they just come and they've been doing like this. It's always like that. That's the response. Because in fact, the relevant person who was supposed to guide, it's Legal and Cooperate or Proxy, because it deals with this thing every day. But he said at EMPD, since from I was a recruit, we used to get things like that, vehicles like that, and it was accepted. I think that's one of the gap, one of the challenges, because we're a public institution. At least when we are guided, you don't have to fight with any individual. There's a policy, there are procedures that you must follow.
And again, that leads me to collaboration between the interagency collaboration. How is that actually regulated? You mentioned in your in your evidence here, I think it's paragraph 38, where you are actually also looking at private security company and collaborating with them to fight crime. How is that regulated? So that you don't actually find yourself cooperating and working with sinister private security organizations.
Thank you, Honorable Member. When we wanted to draft an SOP, it was about us addressing those gaps because there's nothing that guides. As I've said, that members can wake up today or they can plan now that they want to go into an operation in such a place that these 2 or 3 security companies, then they agree with them, they go and work, you see. And issues of accountability, they become a change. We really need SOP. But at least that developments that have happened, there's a cooperation agreement that we signed that was driven by Minister Mkhwanazi, the Premier, and all other security agencies that we signed as Gauteng. That covers all the metros. You see, but the gap is with the private security.
Thank you. You, on paragraph 48, the last 3 lines of that paragraph, you say, therefore, his interests, that is Matala, fell squarely within the scope of my responsibilities within EMPD. We subsequently grew closer and he became like a brother to me. He became like a brother to me. Can you unpack that? Yeah.
Oh, thank you. As I've said that after the 2022 State of the City address, we were talking other things. No longer talking about the plans and other things and other things. We're just taking as brothers, like friends, you see. But time to time, Vos is interested in business. You talk about other things, but business related, but not his personal life, not his business. You see, that's how the engagement was. You see, it was no longer about what was happening. But with the CAT, the scope of working with operational, in my job description talks about that mobilizing all the sectors in terms of safety and security, making sure that they work within the city. Even now, there's a program that they've started that talks about that. I think it's part of addressing the question that you asked before this one. I remember now, I saw the MMC going, addressing some of the issues. I think there's an action that they're taking to address that gap that you mentioned.
Okay, thanks, Nkwali. But you go further on page 50 and you say, additionally, we also discussed broader social matters. Broader social matters, what is that?
This is what I was saying. We'll discuss about what is happening, but things that are politics.
What is political matters,
no.
business matters?
No. Like challenges in the country, but not deep. We used to discuss life. Hey, when did the news, Boba can say, oh, you have seen news that are talking about this, all those things, but not deep, serious things in personal ones.
You ended up teaming up with CAT VIP protection services during the, what is that, the state of the city.
Yes.
What processes did you follow to actually formally appoint CAT VIP, protection services? Is there any particular process that you followed? Because I would imagine there are so many private security companies in eThekwini Lane and elsewhere. Why this one specifically?
As I've said, thank you, may I answer? As I've said, that the guys that are there, they are guys that are well trained. They are coming from task force. My guys recommended them. Then I was happy that we got guys from task force. But for me, again, as I've said that when I attended 2 trainings at Tabazim, they are training there. I know how they train. I know how good they are. But they said they've now left. They're now working for CAT security. That's why I identified CAT security. So these are the guys that can assist us.
You really wanted people who were going to scope and donor the people who could actually, who were threatening to disrupt the.
There's this document. When you check in this document, the tasking, they were not tasked to deal with people. You see, the tasking is different. We've got plus minus EMPD, SAPS, Kayalamisi, they're tasked differently. Even them, they were tasked differently, not to scope and donor. Scope and donor is no longer working. Yes. Crowd management has changed. You deal with people, even if they're wrong, the law says you manage it, you treat it to make sure that you find a peaceful way to solve the problem.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Honorable Vessels. Thank you so much, Mkhwanazi.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good evening, Mr. Mkhwanazi. Unfortunately, I am going to repeat a lot of questions that have been asked as my time allows. So I asked you to, even if you have answered it, just answer it again. Because I am not very clear on a few matters that you have answered. Let's firstly go to the fact that you were wined and dined by Mr. Mkhwanazi. You received money from him. And then he made a lot of offers. You talk a lot about him wanting to assist, its donation of the vehicles. But let's be very clear and just answer this. His company did receive money from the Ekurhuleni Metro. Am I correct?
No, they were not providing services for us to pay them. No.
So they never received money?
No, they never provided any services.
So this provision of security at the state of the city, they weren't paid for that?
No.
Okay. So they made proposals, also Medicare. Mr. Van Wyk, he made proposals, but it wasn't accepted. Those services that he offered, they were never service level agreements.
Yes.
Okay. So why would he wine and dine you?
By that time, all these things, it was 2 years after all these things, or a year after all these things. It was just as I've said, we were communicating as brothers and not meeting and discussing. In fact, we became friends by that time, yes.
But you were, as you also now explained, in control of certain units. The drug enforcement unit reported to you, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever discuss operations with Mr. Mkhwanazi?
No. His interest is VIP and health, not any other things. You see.
Never discussed any operation?
Even if it's this guarding of properties, I don't have interest. A lot of work and what. His interest is about close protection and what is the business that he's doing, not any other things.
Did you ever meet with King Mkhwanazi Msibi?
I know. No.
Never?
Yeah.
No meetings with him?
No. I never did.
Never, you sure?
Yes. No.
Okay.
The one that they're talking staying in Pretoria. They're talking about, no, I never.
Okay.
I'm a Penny Plus. I stay around the Ekurhuleni. I have around the Ekurhuleni.
These vehicles, if we can circle back to them, they were not in the possession, they were never delivered to the Metro.
Yes.
That's your testimony. But you were very eager or earnest to get them registered. Why?
I was very eager to get them donated, not registered. I wanted all the process to be financed so that we get the vehicles, we get the tools of trade. You see, even the process was very slow. I felt so demoralized that it's very slow. We need those vehicles. We need those vehicles operationally.
Okay,
not
but
just registration, all the processes to be finalized.
why was there frustration in the process? It wasn't approved. Why wasn't it approved?
No, there was a conflict. They raised many issues, but they spoke to the proxy, not me, but he told me that if you are fighting in your department, all these things, I don't want to be part of your battles. You see, I'm leaving the process. Then that's how it fell.
Okay, but on your version, Mr. Mkhwanazi said to you, I have these vehicles, this fleet of VIP vehicles. I want to replace them, get new vehicles because they're costing me a lot of money, the maintenance thereof. Don't you think that was a reason why the powers that be at the Metro said, no, we can't accept these vehicles? Because who's going to pay the maintenance? We can't afford new vehicles. Now we have to take vehicles on that's old, that's out of their service plans, and we have to pay for it.
In terms of vehicles that we're having vehicles that are far older than that. Even now, when I can tell the type of vehicles that we're having a vehicle when you can sell the value, it's 40,000, but per annum we spend 300,000. You see, but those vehicles were not older than the vehicles that we used to have by then. And some of them, they're still there operationally.
Okay, but the point is, there were certain reasons, issues raised, as you said, why this donation was not accepted. Did you not then act prematurely to have the registration done? Because wouldn't you first need approval to accept this donation? Because there can be various conflicts, as you now said. I think maintenance is also a problem. But you do the registration of the vehicles premature.
I engaged the prox. The prox said, no, we need the letter of intent. With the letter of intent to show that this vehicle belongs to him, we can start the process.
Okay, but now those vehicles are driving around in the streets of Ekurhuleni and they're being driven by CAT security, but they are registered to the Metro. Am I correct?
No, they were not driving around in the street of Ekurhuleni.
Were they somewhere parked?
Yes.
How do you
I
know
think
that?
so.
You never received the vehicles.
I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
Don't you think that's the big problem with this? Vehicles that's registered to the Metro is driving around.
That's what I've said. That's what I'm saying, that if they were identified driving around, those people are supposed to be arrested. And that's what I emphasize, that if that's the problem, we're supposed to arrest the people. We're supposed to go and arrest them because it's a crime. A person is not a police officer, can't drive blue lights with blue lights, you see.
But the point is, you made it, but you made it possible.
No, it was not possible.
You made it possible.
There were no blue lights.
If I want to buy a car, but the deal is not has not succeeded yet, and I register that car on my name, but the previous owner is driving around with that car, getting speeding fines and all of it, it's going to be on my name because it's registered on my name. If there's illegal conduct by that vehicle, then it's going to be me that's liable. It's a stupid thing to do, don't you think? And you registered, you pushed for the registration of these vehicles on the EMPD's name. Why?
I didn't push for any vehicles to be said. I approached the proxy. Proxy said this is the process, and we followed the process. No one pushed. Even the letter that is coming from the city, even the letter that is coming from the proxy, it says I didn't push. It says I approached the proxy. Proxy said this is the process that we must follow, and I followed that process.
Well, that's also a very strange aspect, because in the letter of the lifting of your suspension, it is said that the investigation was conducted and that the due process will now follow. It's very clear in that letter that the intention of that letter was that there will be disciplinary steps against you. And then only a month or two later, there's this report by the legal services saying they can't find any wrongdoing. It's very strange. It seems very strange.
Disciplinary process doesn't mean you are guilty.
No, I accept that.
But you are concluding.
There's prima facie case that something is wrong.
I don't know about that.
That's what that letter says. Otherwise, it would have lifted your suspension and said, sir, you're going back and no steps will follow. But that's not what the lifting of your suspension letter says.
And it's a procedure for all the employees.
No,
And
it's not. It
No, it's the
can't be.
procedure of the.
If there's no prima facie case against you, it would have said, we found nothing and there won't be a disciplinary hearing if there's no prima facie case against you.
May I invite you to go to all the cities, not the city of Ekurhuleni, and check the disciplinary procedure processes and the collective agreement between the unions. It's one collective nationally. You see, it is outlining the processes that must be followed.
So there won't be a disciplinary hearing if there's no prima facie case. They won't.
No, I didn't say, I'm saying there's no prima facie case. They said there's a case.
Exactly.
But the disciplinary procedure says after 3 months, you must come back. Whether it's finalized or not finalized.
Exactly.
And disciplinary procedure doesn't say you are guilty.
Exactly. But lifting of the suspension does not say that you're not guilty.
But when you say, but you are changing the whole thing now. You said you understand, you accept. That means you don't accept.
No, I do. Thank you, Chairperson. Nothing further.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable Vessels, thank you so much. I'm looking at the time now. Can we come back at 18:30?